And there's one colleague of mine who came up to me and he's like, since you do this crypto show, I want you to see something. I came across this article. This says, you know, go invest in Bitcoin Loophole. And they were apparently, the team was apparently in a very popular show called Shark Tank as well. And they've been all around the news. This is what this article says. Do you think I should go for it? And I was like, let me search about this. And then there were so many articles which talked about it being a scam. And then there were few who were claiming this is legit. So I went on their website and researched what that is. So what is Bitcoin Loophole is what we'll begin with. And if it is a scam or legit thing, then that we'll discover with our guests. So what is it? It's an automated trading software that trades the crypto market based on coded algorithms. It uses high frequency trading to help you trade around the clock. As for the platform, the app is AI integrated to allow it to gauge overall crypto market sentiment so as to maximize profits in both trending and non-trending markets. The point of contention here, which we read on the website, is Bitcoin Loophole ensures that you can easily earn massive profits out of the lucrative and exciting cryptocurrency market. These are their words, which we've exactly copy-pasted from their website, which says Bitcoin Loophole ensures that you can easily earn massive profits. So yeah, that should raise your eyebrows. But then the minimum capital amount needed for investment is $250. So what is the controversy? So usually such apps operating on automated commands are looked at with skepticism. This is something that our experts have also been pointing out in previous episodes. Then it promises massive profits. And on the other hand, there are some tweets or social media claims asking people to join it along with some false facts. For example, this one. This is, of course, posted by a crypto reporter, but there's a picture in this tweet, which if we can show that picture, which is there in the tweet. So that actually showed an article from a news publication, which claimed that, you know, Azim Premji has talked about this and he's hailing this scheme or app. That's absolutely fake and false news. But what is Bitcoin Loophole is what you understood. Now we'll go to our guests. We'll quickly go to Mr. Rohas Nagpal. He's there. He was there in MCQ as well. You know him already. He's Chief Blockchain Architect of Hi-Fi Blockchain. Then we have Mr. Ajit Khurana, Founder, Reflexical. Welcome, both gentlemen. Now, what is your analysis, Mr. Khurana? You'll have to unmute yourself.
Always a good idea to unmute. Thank you. Yeah, so I was saying that it is dangerous to call somebody scam on TV because that could have real ramifications. So I'll tell you 2 or 3 interesting things. Number 1, I would not participate in this. Number 2, I find that the wording on their website, some of which you actually expressed, very cunning. So for example, if I say you can make a lot of profit, that's very different than saying you will make a lot of profit. So for example, tomorrow, anybody who is in the finance sector could say, you know what, invest in this stock, mutual fund or whatever, you can make a lot of profit, which is always true. You can, right? In the previous segment, Rohas Nagpal said that there's a very, very tiny chance that Luna might be back. So you can make a profit on Luna. That doesn't make it right to invest in Luna. Third thing is that by itself, algorithmic trading, there's nothing wrong with it. There have not been any spectacular successes that have lasted for prolonged periods of time. None, whether in the stock market, forex market or crypto market. But there are these pockets of successes. So there could be pockets of successes that occur. But at the same time, I personally would say that the indications they give, such as 85% of the time we are right or 99.99% of the time our system is working, these numbers are very indirect numbers. They do not give any indication of the returns that you can make. If my son came to me and asked me, should I do this? I would say never.
Mr. Nagpal, what's your quick analysis? And then, of course, I'll have some more questions.
So I totally agree with Khuranaji on this. We've always been skeptical of these automated trading bots and all, because for someone to make money, someone has to lose money. Now, if every bot says I am successful 90% of the time, then the question to ask is who's paying for all this profit? If I'm profiting, someone else has to lose. So no, I think it is very, very shady. I mean, I obviously wouldn't want to call anything a scam, but if anyone guarantees you high returns, it is definitely very shady.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, with you, both of you, where you said you can't really outrightly call it a scam, but and also in their defense, I think all these false claims that are being made are all like user generated. There are multiple articles on different platforms, and there are tweets where there are news articles displaying all of these claims and also these Shark Tank claims as well. Those are not made by Bitcoin Loophole. Their website says, no, we are not a scam. By the way, in their MCQs, there's one question, is Bitcoin Loophole a scam? And they answer it saying, no, it is not a scam, because they are also well aware about this, that there is a chatter about them being a scam. So they answer this in their MCQs as well if you go on their website. But Mr. Nagpal, coming back to this, I mean, we were chatting about this before this discussion as well, and then you said, sometimes one issue that one should raise with algorithmic apps is that, how do these apps operate during the crash time? That's another, point that one can pick.
Absolutely, I totally agree with that. So in fact, I request that maybe in one of your future shows, you should call these people who run these automated bots and tell them to prove on live television how they have performed during that time when Bitcoin and all other cryptos were falling by huge amount. Also, did their bots realize that Luna is going to fail? So Luna went from like 100 to 0. What was the reaction of the bots? Can they prove it? After all, everything should be on the blockchain. So maybe you could do a show where you ask them to prove, and all the different apps prove how they performed during this crash.
As I was saying, few of our guests have actually raised concern on algorithmic apps, and you were one of those. But Mr. Khurana, on the other hand, you seem to be a bit of a, if not fan, but you're okay with these, right? Algorithmic apps.
See, in principle, if you are a trader, I'm not a trader, I'm an investor, but if you're a trader, you use some mechanism, right? You use some intuition, you use some data. If that intuition, logic or data can be put into a program, it becomes an algorithm. So there's nothing inherently wrong with an algorithm. But to believe that you have struck upon the magic formula, which not just will succeed, but succeed for a prolonged period, I find that completely unbelievable. I would like to add one more thing, Arun, if you will allow me, where you said that a lot of positive things about Bitcoin Loophole were not on their official website, but on other websites. I must alert everybody to the fact that this is actually a very common scam technique. Without saying that Bitcoin Loophole is a scam, what MLMs, network marketing, Ponzi's, etc. will do is on their official website, they won't write it, but they will get this written on a whole host of other websites through news wires, press release, social media, etc. So actually it is them saying it themselves. That's a distinct possibility.
Sure, that's all the time that we had for this show, but definitely if you run algorithmic app, please come ahead and join us on the show. I'm called Arun Singh. You can find me on social media, and please be a part of our show and prove if algorithmic apps can actually do wonders for investors. That's all the time that we had for Coffee and Crypto. I'm Arun Singh. It's goodbye from my side.